Recording in progress.
जय हिंद। इस वक्त हम लोग ऐसे कार्यक्रम को लेकर उपस्थित हैं जो पूरे दुनिया के बच्चों के स्वास्थ्य की सुरक्षा के लिए जरूरी है, और ये अमृतकाल का सकारात्मक भारत उदय 276वां संस्करण जो है वो इसको डेडिकेटेड है। जिसको न निज गौरव और निज देश पर अभिमान है, वो नर नहीं नर पशु निरा और मृतक समान है। ये पंक्तियां प्रसिद्ध साहित्यकार मैथिली शरण गुप्त ने लिखी हैं। लोग उन्हें आदर से दद्दा बुलाते थे। एक तरफ प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का मन की बात शुरू हो गया है। हर रविवार आरजेएस वेबिनार होता है, महीने के अंत में मन की बात होती है। हम लोग रविवार के अलावा भी शाम को बैठते हैं और प्रवासी भारतीयों को ध्यान में रखते हुए शाम में कार्यक्रम शुरू किया गया है। कई बार शाम में भी हम लोग करते हैं। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि हम लोग आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव जो भारत सरकार का है उसकी जन भागीदारी कर रहे हैं, और भारत में सबसे लंबी जन भागीदारी है। आज जब टॉय सेफ्टी की बात करेंगे, कंज्यूमर ऑनलाइन फाउंडेशन के सहयोग से यह कार्यक्रम आप लोगों तक पहुंच रहा है। आज हमारे जो अतिथि हैं आप लोग जानते होंगे, आपने देखा भी, लेकिन इसके अलावा हम लोगों के बीच दीपक शाह जी भी उपस्थित होंगे, जो कि जो ट्रेडिशनल टॉय लाइब्रेरीज है उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। और देवेंद्र देसाई जो फाउंडर हैं टॉय फाउंडेशन के, वो मुंबई से जुड़ेंगे लोग। और हमारे गेस्ट आप जानते ही हैं कि वो सब लोग उपस्थित हो चुके हैं। और आज जो है हम लोग बात करेंगे, सबसे पहले बताना चाहेंगे क्योंकि आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव की जन भागीदारी है, ये 276वां संस्करण है। पद्म भूषण और पद्म विभूषण से सम्मानित कमला देवी चट्टोपाध्याय की पुण्यतिथि 29 अक्टूबर है। उनकी स्मृति को हम लोग नमन करते हैं, स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों महापुरुषों को याद करते हैं। साल 1923 में महात्मा गांधी के असहयोग आंदोलन से जुड़ने के लिए लंदन से वो भारत आ गई थी, और कमला देवी की पहल से महिलाओं को वोट देने के अधिकार में भी सहयोग मिला था। कमला देवी की वजह से महिलाओं ने नमक आंदोलन, असहयोग आंदोलन, सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन और भारत जोड़ो यात्रा जैसे आंदोलन में अपनी सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई। 1930 में कमला देवी ने ऑल इंडिया विमेंस कॉन्फ्रेंस की स्थापना की, और ऐसा कहा जाता है कि महिलाओं का स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में हिस्सा लेना कमला देवी की वजह से ही संभव हुआ था। स्वतंत्र भारत में भारतीय हस्तशिल्प, हथकरघा और थिएटर के पुनर्जागरण के पीछे प्रेरणा शक्ति के लिए और सहयोग की अगुवाई करके भारतीय महिलाओं के सामाजिक आर्थिक स्तर के उत्थान के लिए उन्हें याद किया जाता है। अखिल भारतीय हस्तशिल्प सप्ताह हर साल 8 से 14 दिसंबर के बीच मनाया जाता है, उन्हें याद भी किया जाता है। तो नमन है कमला देवी चट्टोपाध्याय और आपके सकारात्मक कार्य को। और 29 अक्टूबर को धनतेरस और धनवंतरी जयंती है, और राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद दिवस के रूप में मनाया जाता है। तो बता दें कि जो देवताओं और असुरों के मध्य जो संग्राम हुआ था समुद्र से, इसी दिन अमृत कलश लेकर भगवान धनवंतरी प्रकट हुए थे। और यही कारण है कि धनवंतरी जयंती यानी धनतेरस पर लोग बर्तन खरीदते हैं। भगवान धनवंतरी को आयुर्वेद के जनक और तन मन के स्वास्थ्य व चिकित्सा का देवता माना जाता है। और 9वां आयुर्वेद दिवस मनाया जा रहा है 29 अक्टूबर को। ये दिवस आयुर्वेद को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भारत की प्रतिबद्धता को दर्शाता है। और आरजेएस पीबीएच की प्रतिबद्धता है कि हम हर विषय पर पॉजिटिव मीडिया बातचीत करें, पॉजिटिव मीडिया, पॉजिटिव इंडिया। और प्रवासी आरजेएस सम्मेलन के बारे में भी जानकारी देना चाहेंगे कि आरजेएस पीबीएच राम जानकी संस्थान पॉजिटिव ब्रॉडकास्टिंग हाउस 15 और 19 जनवरी 2025 को दिल्ली में बड़े ही भव्य तरीके से मनाने की कोशिश करेगा। और जो भी प्रवासी भारतीय हम लोगों के कार्यक्रम में आने की स्वीकृति देंगे उनका सम्मान भी किया जाएगा। इसके अलावा आरजेएस का भी सम्मान किया जाएगा। और आप जानते हैं कि हम लोग लगातार जो है राष्ट्रीय पर्व मनाते हैं। और ये ट्रू आरजेएस का जो बैज है वो सभी जो प्रवेश लेंगे उनको सबसे पहले ये बैज दिया जाएगा। तो इस तरह से हम लोग तैयारी अभी से शुरू कर चुके हैं, क्योंकि 5,000 से ज्यादा यहाँ पर लोग आएंगे पूरे भारत और पूरे विश्व से। उड़ीसा में 8 जनवरी से लेकर और 10 जनवरी तक भुवनेश्वर में भारत सरकार का कार्यक्रम होगा, उड़ीसा सरकार के सहयोग से। आज हम लोगों के बीच में बहुत सारे गेस्ट जुड़े हुए हैं। भाटिया जी, बिंदा जी, डॉक्टर BR जगा शेट्टी जी, डॉक्टर समरिता मोहंती जी, सुनीता जी, इशाक खान जी, जगत भाई कठारिया जी, कंथारिया जी और त्यागराजन जी, मथाई साहब, नरसिंह बारिक जी, प्रफुल्ल सेठ जी आज के को ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं। प्रोफेसर बिजौन कुमार मिश्रा जी हमारे चेयर करेंगे, प्रोग्राम को मॉडरेट भी करेंगे। राजेंद्र सिंह कुशवाहा जी जो हमारे अतिथि संपादक हैं न्यूज़लेटर के, जो 29 अक्टूबर को लॉन्च होने जा रहा है IS गांव राजेंद्र नगर में दिल्ली में। और राजा दत्ता जी हैं, रमैया मुतियाला साहब अमेरिका से जुड़े हैं, रंजन वर्मा जी हैं, रसुजीत चोंगर जी जो ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड के अधिकारी हैं, वो हम लोगों के बीच कीनोट स्पीकर के रूप में उपस्थित रहेंगे। और इसके अलावा डॉक्टर RK भारती जी मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में आएंगे जो MSME में हैं। और शिव रुंगटा जी, श्वेतांक मिश्रा जी, सुनील उपाध्याय जी वगैरह वगैरह जुड़ते जा रहे हैं लोग। तो मैं अब पेशेंट सेफ्टी एंड एक्सेस इनिशिएटिव ऑफ इंडिया फाउंडेशन के उपाध्यक्ष प्रफुल्ल डी सेठ जी जो कि आरजेएस पीबीएच के ऑब्जर्वर हैं बड़ौदा से, रंजन बेन सेठ जी और प्रफुल्ल डी सेठ जी जुड़े हैं, आज के को ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं। और द अवेयर कंज्यूमर का जो टॉपिक होता है वो महीने में मंथली मैगजीन है, उसका एक विषय जो है आरजेएस पर प्रस्तुत किया जाता है। तो आज टॉय सेफ्टी पर हम लोग बातचीत करने जा रहे हैं। मैं सादर आमंत्रित करूंगा आरजेएस पीबीएच ऑब्जर्वर प्रफुल्ल डी सेठ जी को। जय हिंद सर।
धन्यवाद उदय मन्ना जी और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को मेरा जय हिंद। आज आरजेएस पीबीएच के अपने ही स्टूडियो में ये हमारा 276वां वेबिनार है। हम चर्चा करेंगे कि भारत में बिकने वाले खिलौने बच्चों के लिए कितने सुरक्षित हैं, क्योंकि हमारा जो आज के पार्टिसिपेंट्स अंग्रेजी भी सुनना पसंद करेंगे। तो मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि हमारे अक्टूबर के इशू द अवेयर कंज्यूमर मैगजीन जो आपने देखा होगा, बिजौन कुमार मिश्रा in his viewpoint column wrote about ensuring safe play for our children. He said that the best thing about childhood is playing with toys, be it rattles, dolls, cars, guns, teddy bears, kitchen sets, or even fancy electronic toys. And we adults love to make the little ones happy with the latest toys in the market. Isn't it true? However, over the years, as parents, we are being plagued by concerns about the safety of the toys. This is not limited to the fear of choking hazards or injuries from sharp edges of toys. Bigger apprehension can be in the form of substandard material and harmful chemicals, which can impair the health of children and even cause harm due to toxicity. This is especially so in the case of cheap toys manufactured by unregulated manufacturers. selling counterfeit toys in the market. Today's children like to play with toys made like war zones, which create lasting psychological impact on the young minds. Given the scenario, I wrote in my desktop column of the same October issue of the Aware Consumer magazine as to how to overcome these toy troubles.
We seem to have gone frozen. Praful Bhai has gone frozen. The back-end team, Mr. Manna, Uday Manna ji, please intervene.
मुझे लग रहा है कि कोई तकनीकी बाधा आ गई है प्रफुल्ल सेठ जी को लेकर।
जी,
तो
सिग्नल इशू है, so please continue.
जी, तो आप जानते हैं कि हम लोगों का जो ये कार्यक्रम है वो लगातार चल रहा है और आज हम लोग हाउ सेफ आर द टॉयज सोल्ड इन इंडिया फॉर चिल्ड्रन, ये विषय है द अवेयर कंज्यूमर मैगजीन का। और हर महीने एक कार्यक्रम जो है वो द अवेयर कंज्यूमर के टॉपिक पे हम लोग करते हैं और कंज्यूमर ऑनलाइन फाउंडेशन जो है वो हम लोगों के को ऑर्गेनाइजर हैं, जिसकी बदौलत ये आवाज पूरी दुनिया में जो टॉय की सुरक्षा है, क्योंकि बच्चों की मतलब खिलौने सुरक्षित खिलौने से ही बच्चे का स्वास्थ्य भी सुरक्षित हो सकता है, क्योंकि ये सारी विशेषज्ञ जो है ना वो हम लोगों को बताएंगे। तो यहाँ पर मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि हम लोगों के बीच में जो कीनोट स्पीकर हैं वो हैं जो रसोजीत छोंगर जी, जो असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर हैं साइंटिस्ट बी नोबो ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, और मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर आर के भारती जी हैं जो दूसरी बार जुड़ेंगे हम लोगों के बीच में, और ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर हैं एमएसएमई डेवलपमेंट एंड फैसिलिटेशन ऑफिस मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, और बीना जैन जी चेयरपर्सन हैं हेल्दी यू फाउंडेशन के, जो धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करेंगी, और प्रफुल्ल डी सेठ जी अभी तकनीकी बाधा से हम लोगों के बीच आने वाले हैं तो नहीं जुड़ पाए हैं, वाइस चेयरमैन है पेशेंट सेफ्टी एंड एक्सेस इनिशिएटिव ऑफ इंडिया फाउंडेशन PSSIIF के, और प्रोफेसर विजन कुमार मिश्रा जी हम लोगों के इस कार्यक्रम को मॉडरेट भी करेंगे और सेशन को की अध्यक्षता भी करेंगे। तो मैं सीधा प्रोफेसर विजन कुमार मिश्रा जी के पास चलते हैं जो हैदराबाद से हम लोगों के बीच जुड़े हैं।
थैंक यू,
स्वागत है प्रोफेसर विजन कुमार मिश्रा।
थैंक यू उदय मन्ना जी, सबको नमस्कार, जय हिंद। हम मुस्कुराते हुए हमारे सारे दोस्तों को देख रहे हैं, जग्गा शेट्टी जी भी ज्वाइन किए हैं। अभी अभी हमको सूचना मिला है प्रफुल्ल भाई से कि उनका जूम सॉफ्टवेयर क्रैश कर गया। वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं जोड़ने के लिए, लेकिन उन्होंने एक्सक्यूज मांगा है और कहे हैं कि वो कोशिश कर रहे हैं फिर से जोड़ने के लिए। हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि वो जुड़ जाए। अब हम लोग कार्यक्रम को आगे ले जाना चाहेंगे। पहले तो हम चाहेंगे कि आप लोगों सबको वार्म वेलकम। हमारे जितने बंधु हैं सब ज्वाइन किए हैं, और हमारे स्पेशली हम रिकॉग्नाइज करना चाहेंगे प्रोफेसर रमैया को, जो अर्ली मॉर्निंग 1:30 बजे यूएसए से जुड़े हैं इस कार्यक्रम में, और हमारे काफी अच्छे निकट दोस्त मिस्टर शिव रुंगता जो हमारे कॉलोनी में हैं, हमारे कॉम्प्लेक्स में हैं, वो भी ज्वाइन किए हैं, और हमारे काफी कंज्यूमर एक्टिविस्ट लोग केरला से, कलकत्ता से, वो लोग सब ज्वाइन किए हैं। हम बहुत ही आभारी हैं कि आप लोग संडे को 11 बजे समय निकालकर इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़े हैं। इस कार्यक्रम का फॉर्मेट ये रहेगा कि हमारे जो कीनोट स्पीकर है और जो चीफ गेस्ट है उनको अराउंड 7 to 10 मिनट्स वी विल गिव देम टू स्पीक, और उनका प्रेजेंटेशन के बाद हम लोग ओपन करेंगे एक इंटरैक्टिव सेशन को आगे ले जाने के लिए, ताकि कोई भी प्रश्न किसी के अंदर में भी है वो हमारे जो एक्सपर्ट हैं, जो कीनोट स्पीकर हैं, उनसे आप सवाल पूछ सकते हैं अबाउट द वेरियस एक्टिविटीज ऑफ BIS कैसे एक स्टैंडर्ड सेटिंग बॉडी हमारे देश में काम कर रहा है, किस ढंग से लोगों का सुरक्षा को लेकर काम कर रहे हैं, इसको लेकर हम समझते हैं कि रासुजीत चौकदार जी जो BIS से हैं वो हम लोगों के बीच में आकर कहेंगे। ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट इसलिए है क्योंकि हम लोग सब लोग टॉय के साथ जरूर बचपन में अवगत हुए हैं और खेले हैं उसको लेकर, और ये समझे हैं कि उससे बहुत शिक्षा भी मिला है हम लोग को टॉय से। लेकिन अब जो बात सामने आ रही है उसको टॉय सेफ्टी लेकर बात हो रही है और उसको लेकर विश्व भर में इसको चर्चा किया गया है और इंडियन गवर्नमेंट भी आगे बढ़कर इसका स्टैंडर्ड्स लाया है, सेफ्टी इश्यूज लाए हैं। तो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी टाइम हम रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे हमारे जो कीनोट स्पीकर है मिस्टर रासुजीत चौधर फ्रॉम Bureau of Indian Standards to kindly give his keynote address to all of us. Please make it brief, but be with us till the end of the show to answer the questions and queries from the participants and also listen to their comments if they have any. So I would now hand over the mic to our keynote speaker, Shri Rasujit Chaudhar. So श्री रासुजीत प्लीज आइए, अपना माइक को अनम्यूट करके आप अपना कीनोट एड्रेस दीजिए प्लीज।
Good morning to everyone and to all the delegates and also to all the participants who have taken out time on this Sunday to come and join this program. So let's come to the point and we'll start directly with the toy safety part. So toy safety कितना important है इसके बारे में मिस्टर प्रफुल्ल सेठ जी बात कर रहे थे कि इसमें सिर्फ हर एक जगह से हम लोगों को इसमें देखना पड़ता है कि टॉयज में क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम आ सकती है, कहाँ कहाँ बच्चों को सेफ्टी प्रोवाइड करना हम लोगों के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट होता है। इस पे शार्प एजेस जो है ये एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है जिसपे हम लोगों को देखना होता है कि कहीं से भी कोई भी इंजरी ना हो। और एडिशन टू दैट इसमें जहाँ भी पेंट्स यूज होते हैं, प्लास्टिक यूज होते हैं, वहां पर भी हमें देखना पड़ता है कि कहीं पर भी कोई हार्मफुल केमिकल्स इसमें ना हो, जैसे कि लेड हो सकते हैं, थैलेट हो सकते हैं, इन सब ना हो जो कि हमें टॉय का सेफ्टी को प्रोवाइड कर पाए। तो इसके रिगार्डिंग BIS ने बहुत इनिशिएटिव लिया है और इसी के चलते मैं एक छोटा सा प्रेजेंटेशन सबके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ टॉय सेफ्टी के ऊपर। तो विथ योर परमिशन सर मैं एक प्रेजेंटेशन छोटा
प्लीज गो अहेड, प्लीज गो अहेड।
Is the presentation visible to all?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Will you tell the back-end team to help you?
Go ahead. Technical team
Yes,
ने कर दिया.
we can watch now. We can see now. Now you can go to a slideshow. You can go to the slideshow and start showing.
So टॉय सेफ्टी के लिए इंडियन ब्यूरो ऑफ इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स का यही है कि मैं छोटा सा एक इंट्रोडक्शन दे देता हूँ BIS का। 1947 में जब स्टार्ट हुआ था आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस, तो इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स इंस्टीट्यूशन नाम से स्टार्ट हुआ था। उसके बाद धीरे धीरे सर्टिफिकेशन स्टार्ट हुआ। उसके बाद 1952 में सर्टिफिकेशन एक्ट के थ्रू BIS नहीं थे तब, इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड्स इंस्टीट्यूशन थे, वो प्रोडक्ट सर्टिफिकेशन स्टार्ट किया गया और BIS एक्ट पास किया गया 1986 में।
Rasujit, please be bilingual because we have certain participants who would like to hear in English also.
Okay, that will be fine. So in the year 1986, BIS Act was passed and regulations was passed on 1988, and then on 2016, it was termed as the National Standards Body through BIS Act 2016. After that, we have been going on through a long journey, and we have been assuring all the safety regarding this. So in 2020, for toys, quality control order was implemented. As per toys, issued by the DPIIT under the provisions of the BIS Act 2016, toys shall be conforming to Indian standards for safety of toys. So I mean to say that all toys sold in India should bear the BIS mark, that is the ISI mark, under a license to sell and maintain all the safety standards for toys. Accordingly, from January 1st, 2021, no person is allowed to manufacture, import, distribute, sell, hire, lease, store, or exhibit any sale of any toys without ISI mark. However, toys meant for export, toys sold by artisans registered with DC handicrafts and GI toys are exempted from the scope of the quality control order. Indian standards for safety of toys, there are actually 7 aspects.
Your slides
Seven
are not
different-
moving. Your slides are not moving. You have to go to the slideshow and move it. Or you have to go slide by slide. You're still on slide 1.
Okay. Is it showing now?
Yeah, it is showing now the Indian standards for safety of toys. I think
Yeah.
that is slide number 4. Slide number 4.
Yeah. Yes. So there are 7 different Indian standards for which each correspond to different aspects of safety of toys, which aligns with the ISO as well as IEC standards. So these are the 7 IS which are there for safety of toys. The first one is IS 9873, Part 1, which is a mechanical and physical properties of the toys. So this standard corresponds to the mechanical and physical properties of toys. And there is then comes IS 9873 Part 2, that corresponds to the flammability part of toys. Correspondingly, Part 3 is related to migration of certain elements, toxic elements such as lead, arsenic, cadmium, and etc. And Part 4 is related to swings, slides, and similar activity toys for indoor and outdoor family domestic use. Part 7 is related to finger paints, which has migration, where we are checking the migration elements from fingers. This is an important part. And Part 9, we do the phthalate test, which is very harmful for our body. So phthalate tests are being controlled in Part 9. And for these are all related to non-electric toys. And for electric toys, we have IS 15644. So testing for safety of toys, what is to be tested? So we have to be testing all the sharp edges which can cause any injury, any type of flammable substances present in the toys, and also the labeling and safety labeling requirements are to be noted in the toys, that which toy belong to which group of kids, maybe 3 months old, 1 year old, 2 year old, or more than that. So the process of testing, the testing for safety of toys, the process of testing is that we receive the toy samples at our lab. The standards against testing is to be done are identified. What are the testings we need to do for sharp edges, mechanical type of testing, chemical type of testing, flammability type of testing. And then we prepare the sample for testing. Then the testing has been conducted. And then a test report is prepared where we are giving the report against all the specified parameters in the Indian standards. Once this test report is received and it is checked and finalized and is reported to be passing in all the tested parameters, then the toy is considered to be safe and it is ready to be sold in the market. Testing infrastructure, BIS has over 25 plus NABL accredited labs for testing of toys for the purpose of BIS certification. This name of the labs and the details of the lab can be accessed from our BIS website. So we won't go into detail of this how the testing has been done, but we should know the small parts are being tested, the sharp edges are being tested, chemical analysis is also being done.
Rashujit, your slides are not moving. You have to get to the Slideshow. Why
Okay.
don't you go to the slideshow?
In slideshow only it is getting stuck. I will present like this then.
Acha, acha. Okay.
So for the testing of safety of toys, we have to test the small parts, the sharp edges, and also the chemical analysis is being done by spectroscopy, and the test carried out for flexural test is there to see any crack, break, or any hazardous sharp points are there or not. And then we also conduct test for drop test to check the strength of the toy as per the age and mass of the toy. Means I mean to say that the toy should be regarding maybe 3 months old kids, maybe 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 year. In that age bracket, whatever the parameters have been set, according to that, we have to check for the strength of the toys. Stability and overload requirement test. The toy is applicable on ride-on toy, rocking toy, and stationary toy having sheet. So for this kind of toys, we do the stability and overload requirement tests. Durability tests are being done for toy chest leads, where the subject, where it is subjected, the lead is to opening and closing cycle. Tests are performed for over 7,000 cycles. That how it is performing over such a long period of time and uses. And these all toys should comply to the required parameters of the Indian standard. There are some loose component are there where blowing and sucking type of things are there, like balloons. For that, we have a different set of mechanism to which has to be tested. And apart from that, there are shearing tube strength tested for scooter toy, where a small scooter type of thing will be there, toys will be there where kids need to ride those toys. So for that, and load is applied and tested at 50 kgs to maintain the required testing parameters. And there are some small part tests which are used for the kids under 72 months. In this test, samples is passed over a cylindrical test setup having internal diameter of 31.7 mm, and toy shall not entirely fit into it. So this is a mechanism where we are testing that if by chance any kid swallows the toy, it shouldn't pass through it. It should not cause any problem to them. And then there are more kind of testing, like torque testing is there, and tension testing is there, and there are some tests for soft toys, which is very critical because there are some materials which are coated into the stuffing inside these soft toys. Those are also being tested, as well as the testing is being done for the mechanical parameters also. There are some compression testing is also there. So all this testing are done, and once the testing has been passed for the respective toy, then only it is allowed to be available in the market. So dynamic strength test for wheeled cycle on toy, that is also been done. So all the seven, I want to show this slide once more. This seven IS are there. IS 9873 part 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 9. These are all related to different aspects of safety. Mechanical, physical, flammability, migration, swings, slides, paints, phalate, all kind of testings. So to ascertain all the related parameters for this testing, so many testing parameters have been set and processes have been done. So now I'm coming to how to maintain this safety. So whenever a toy manufacturer is there, they have to apply for certification under BIS. So for that, they have to apply through Manak online portal and submit an application, where around we have 36 BIS branches across the country, which is serving each and every district of India, where we can apply for a standard where to use the ISI mark on toys. So once the application has been sent to BIS, BIS does a proper scrutiny of the application regarding all the testing parameters and safety parameters of the test report submitted. And if any shortcoming is there, then the shortcomings are communicated to the applicant so that it can be rectified. And once the scrutiny of the application is done, then an inspection has been scheduled. In this inspection, preliminary inspection, a BIS officer visits the factory or firm where the toy has been manufactured, and the assessment of the manufacturing capabilities is being done, as well as the testing infrastructure is being assessed. Establishing the product conformity through testing, samples of the product tested, and during this inspection, a sample is also being drawn to test the required parameters in a BIS recognized lab for all models, and only certain representative models from each group tested, leading to reduction in cost and time. This is meant to be like this, that if a toy manufacturer is manufacturing 5 to 10 different SKUs, BIS will randomly choose any one of them and test it to maintain all the, to give the license for all the other SKUs also. For this, there is a marking fee, minimum marking fee for non-electric toys. It is 98,000 for large scale. For small scale, it is 79,000. And for micro scale, it is 59,000. And for every toy, it is 4.5 rupees per unit for large scale manufacturers. For small scale manufacturers, it is 2.25 per unit. And for micro level manufacturer, it is 1 per unit. Similarly, for electric toys, the minimum marking fee for large scale is 1,46,000. And for small scale, it is 1,17,000. And for micro scale, it is 88,000. All this information is available in the BIS website. Anyone interested can go and check and apply for process certification mark and BIS certification mark through Manna online portal. And after the inspection is done and the test report is received and the test report is conforming to the tested parameters, then again a review is done for the application, and then a license is granted to them, which can be used with the ISI mark in the toys sold. Once the license is granted for a specific manufacturing premise and the scope of license, every license has a scope which defines all the varieties covered under the scope where the standard mark is permitted. There is some relaxation given to micro scale manufacturers. BIS has decided that the license may be granted to micro and small scale manufacturing units without insisting on them to establish an in-house testing facility. But for large scale manufacturer, in-house testing facility is a must. Under this condition, thus micro and small scale manufacturing units shall establish the required in-house testing facility within 3 years from the date of grant of license. And another option is there, that cluster-based test facility. With a view to easing the compliance burden, BIS has also given relaxation of the in-house testing facilities by providing the option for utilizing of common test facilities or cluster-based test facilities to MSME manufacturers. Cluster labs would be a pool of manufacturers sharing testing facilities among themselves and any other lab which provides test facilities to the industry clusters. BIS has published guidelines for utilization of cluster-based testing facility on BIS website under product conformity assessment, product certification and product certification process. This is how a person can apply in BIS for the ISI mark. And after the grant of license is given, BIS assures that the standard is maintained throughout the course of the license by market surveillance and factory surveillance. So in market surveillance, BIS purchases or gets the market sample from the market and get it tested from the BIS accredited and recognized labs and check whether the standard is being maintained or not, whether the safety parameters of toys is maintained or not. And apart from that, factory surveillance is also conducted every 3 to 6 months to all factory units to maintain the standard of the product. BIS has recognized 27 laboratories for testing safety of toys for the purpose of BIS certification. And BIS also has its own labs, which are also developed with testing facilities. BIS currently has 8 labs all over the India. And as of October 2024, BIS has drawn 11,718 samples of toys, out of which 9,357 samples are from market and 2,361 samples are from the factories for testing as a part of market and factory surveillance to check the conformity of the requirements to Indian standards for toy safety. Out of this, 10,444 samples have been found passing in all the requirements, and 1,274 samples have failed to meet the requirements. The failures are communicated to the concerned manufacturing units to ensure that corrective actions are taken and the standard is maintained in upcoming days. Once the failure has been observed, mostly in physical and mechanical safety requirements such as accessibility, clearance of movable segments, small parts, and jaw entrapments, failure have also been observed in safety labeling requirements, warning signs, and instructions for use of toys, non-marking of warning, marking and instruction of electric safety toys. So all these things are being tested and failures are being communicated to the respective manufacturing units. BIS has been regularly interacting with the toy industry to address this concern, which is also an agenda of this meeting. BIS has taken several steps to facilitate domestic manufacturers, especially MSMEs, for BIS certification, such as concessions has been given in fees and relaxation has been given in the in-house testing facility, thereby reducing the financial implications of certification. BIS has created a film, BIS on Toys, BIS Talks on Toys, for creating better awareness, which is available on BIS Talks section of BIS website as well as on YouTube. So I urge every member of this meeting to please go and check this small film in the BIS website or YouTube. I will share the link with everyone. Current status: BIS has granted over 1,500 licenses to domestic toy manufacturers. All the details can be checked from the eBIS portal, Manna Online portal, under Search a License tab. Benefits of BIS certification of toy safety: a third-party certification of toy safety increased consumer confidence due to presence of BIS standard mark. So when a person is buying a toy which is having a ISI mark onto it, it gives an confidence to the consumer that the safety of the toy has been maintained. Product is at par with international norms for toy safety. All the Indian standards regarding toys have been made with consulting and keeping in mind the ISO and IEC standards also. And this is also compiling to the quality control orders. So with this, I would conclude my small PPT, and I would urge everyone to watch the BIS film on toys on YouTube. I will share the link in the chat box in this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Rasudi ji, an excellent presentation. You've given an excellent presentation, I must tell you. And please share your presentation with the organizers so that it can be shared with all the participants who have attended today's program, or it can be even circulated to all our contacts so that they're able to know the great work which BIS is doing. You know, बहुत ही बढ़िया आपने बहुत सरल भाषा में समझाए हैं और लोगों तक ये बात पहुंचाए हैं कि कैसे हम लोग सुरक्षित महसूस कर सकेंगे टॉयज को लेकर हमारे बच्चों के लिए, हमारे यूथ यंगस्टर्स के लिए. Having said that, I would like to now request our Mr. Manna ji. Manna ji, चीफ गेस्ट को हम लोग बाद में बुलाएंगे. क्वेश्चन आंसर पे ओपन करें अभी. मन्ना जी. कि
नहीं सर,
पहले
चीफ गेस्ट इज वेटिंग उसके बाद क्वेश्चन आंसर। हाँ, क्वेश्चन आंसर।
तो चीफ गेस्ट को हम फिर रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे, हमारे चीफ
जी।
गेस्ट डॉक्टर भारती जी, आप प्लीज अनम्यूट करके आइए और अपना मतलब चीफ गेस्ट का प्रेजेंटेशन दीजिए। डॉक्टर भारती, डॉक्टर आर के भारती।
डॉक्टर आर के भारती जी जो हैं ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर हैं एमएसएमई डेवलपमेंट एंड फैसिलिटेशन ऑफिस, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया। स्वागत है सर। डॉक्टर भारती जी दूसरी बार आरजेएस के इस मंच की शोभा बढ़ा रहे हैं।
प्लीज
डॉक्टर
आइए,
भारती,
प्लीज अनम्यूट करके आइए डॉक्टर भारती। मन्ना जी, डॉक्टर भारती जी हैं बैक एंड से, प्लीज पूछिए, अदरवाइज विल गो टू क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन।
डॉक्टर भारती जी जुड़े हुए हैं। डॉक्टर भारती जी, यू आर इनवाइटेड फॉर। डॉक्टर भारती जी, आप अनम्यूट करके आइए। डॉक्टर भारती जी अनम्यूट करके आइए।
Oh, he's traveling. He's traveling. We can't hear you. You have to unmute and come.
अनम्यूट करके आइए डॉक्टर भारती जी। हाँ,
Can't hear
अनम्यूट कीजिए। डॉक्टर भारती जी अनम्यूट कीजिए मोबाइल को।
उनको प्लीज फोन कीजिए ना, आप प्लीज फोन
जी
करके
जी
उनको बताइए।
जी।
हाँ,
तब
yes,
तक एक दो क्वेश्चन।
yes,
जी जी, यस
yes.
यस, यू आर। yes.
The host was not allowing me to unmute, so that I am requesting again and again that we
No,
allow.
no,
But
you are
some
clear and loud.
it's okay.
Hello,
It's
please
okay.
let him
First
continue.
of all, first of all,
Continue.
first of all, I welcome all participants in this meeting and dignitaries, as well as in respect of Ministry of MSME. In 1954, after the Ford Committee recommendation, the ministry has formed later, but we have come in picture in 1954. NSIC, Core Board, Office of DCMSME and DIC, they all are comes in force, and from 1955 we have on the same work for to promote the entrepreneurs or our industry, and through our some schemes or whatever our hand holding technical uh, technically hand holding and giving them all facilities, provide all facilities in respect of industry. But somehow in respect of toys, uh, as well as in our ministry, we have a 32 offices in all over India, pan India level we are, and 27 branch offices are there, and 4 main RTCs, regional testing center, formerly regional testing centers, now is MSME TC, testing centers are there, and one is in Delhi. So he has a well equipped with the facility of toy testing from not long back, but somewhere they have started in 2020. So somehow it's a very important that in past time in India, I think in our forefathers is using wooden toys basically, and wooden toys not like that they are paint or something like that. Simple wooden toys in a village level and in a kaswa level they are preparing. But now the scenario has changed. The toys are very important for learn anything for the childrens. So that a basic two and three things are very important. One is, as well as BS director sir, assistant director has mentioned that ki edges, nukilapan. Whenever the edges are there, it can harm physically. To avoid that, it's a very specific bias is over there. And second is consume leaking. our small kids from 6 months to one or 2 or 3 years old, they are licking toys, and this is a very harmful condition. Whenever the paint or whenever the ingredients of paint heavy metals, they are very harmful for our body. And these tests are very important for industry as well as manufacturer or traders, because for this small type of interest, they are not following this PI standards norms, so that is very harmful for our next generation. So we should also feel in this area ki we should not bypass any norms which has been created by BIS or standard organization. And somehow our ministry is also supporting to our industry peoples, toy associations with the PMS scheme. Last year 22, I there was a exhibition in Pragati Maidan. There I have also visited that time. There was some few people has come and participated that because there is a lot of import from China and other countries. It's a very harming for our industry, and they are giving in a cheap rate, and it is not possible to manufacture.
Your concluding remarks, Dr. Bharti, your concluding remarks. I think we have lost him. His signal is also gone. We are unable to hear him.
Go ahead, sir, with open house session.
Yes, I will go over. Firstly, let me recognize Ranjan Verma ji. Ranjan Verma ji, what time is it? Where are you? Ranjan ji.
Good morning, sir. Good afternoon. I'm in Texas. It is 1:15 a.m.
Okay, so we have got two very great, kind of ardent, loyal supporters of ours who make it a point to attend even at 11 o'clock in the morning in India, while it is 1 o'clock, 1:30 in US. So Ranjan ji, thank you for joining. So let me start with any questions or comments from Professor Ramaiah. Let me give the benefit to my friends from US. Professor Ramaiah, you unmute and come, please. Please unmute and come. Backend team, please help him to unmute.
जी रमैया साहब को आवाज मिल रही होगी, आप अनम्यूट करके बोल सकते हैं सर.
He's unable to unmute his.
Yes, now I got it.
Yes,
I got it.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Ask a question to the first speaker. I just have one question. It is known that metals like lead, arsenic are toxic, and the levels, how toxic they are already determined, and FDA, not FDA, the safety people in US, they control it. But my question is, how do you determine the metal content in those ties which are manufactured in India? What is the limits? Are they using the same limits as the other international standards, or something that we are doing ourselves in India? That's my first question, sir.
Yeah, Rasujit.
All the Indian standard has been made in accordance with the ISO standards. So, sir, the answer to your question would be that yes, we have some certain limits, and all those limits are being recorded in the Indian standard. All the 7 standards which I have told, IS 9873, part 1, 2, 3, 7, and 9. On all those standards, it has been all the limits and are been recorded there. So I would urge everyone to please go through the standards and know all the limits which are being tested.
Thank you. So one last question, small one. how do you determine the minimum or maximum stress or pull of soft or solid toys? Do you establish the standards for these toys, or how do you do that, please?
We do in accordance with the ISO and IEC standards, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, can I now request Ranjanji to kindly unmute and come, my friend from US. Ranjanji, let us give the privilege to my friends from US who are awake till 1:30 to attend this program. It is 1:30 early morning there. So please go ahead, Ranjanji.
Thank you, sir. It is all my privilege. First of all, it was a very nice presentation, I will say. And toy safety is definitely very incredibly important. And I'd listened to the presentation, and I would like to mention one thing here. Definitely the child safety, like choking hazards or the physical injuries, are important. At the same time, developmental growth, something like toys should encourage a healthy developmental growth or something like that, be suitable for the child, appropriate age of the child. So promoting those kind of, those kind of toys will also be very important. And one question from my side is more on the recalls and reporting. How like parents will be informed about the toy recalls in India, and what steps should they take if they find a toy has been recalled?
Yeah, thank you, Ranjanji. Excellent question. You have actually stolen my question. I wanted to ask that, and you have asked it. Rashuji ji, it is very important question. You know, how do you ensure a good, robust recall system based on the reports which are getting generated by the BIS accredited laboratories? Yes, Rashuji ji.
So once the reports come and there are some parameters which are related to safety, we do product recall. We go and backtrack from the manufacturers and do there are stringent rules and regulations are there in the BIS website. You can go and check, sir. In those parameters, we do a product recall system is there, and also a proper fine is also there to control them and to punish them for producing substandard product. So there is a proper mechanism is there for product recall. So all these things are there in the regulations. So I would urge everyone to go and check the regulations once. Everything is noted and everything is published for common public to access.
Just a small observation before I request Praful Bhai. I can see Praful Bhai has joined us, and whatever unfinished statements you had, I would like everybody to hear that because we lost you while you were giving the welcome address. So what Rashuji, what I want to tell you, as a common citizen, I go and buy a toy. And of course, with your today's presentation, I will make sure that everybody looks for the BIS logo on the product. But how do you ensure that if I have a problem as a consumer, where do I go? Do you have a phone number? Do you have some kind of a facility where I can put a report in terms of if supposing I find that the toy is not matching with the quality which is being assured? Do you have anything like that?
Sir, this is a very good question, and I would have also come to this at the end of the presentation. As the question came now, I would like everyone to kindly note this, that everybody is having a mobile phone nowadays, and you can access a BIS Care app. There is an app, BIS Care app, in the App Store. You can go and download it. In that App Store, once you open the app, shall I show 1 second?
Please go ahead. Yeah.
So this is the BIS Care app, what we have. I think it's not visible. I would urge everyone to please download the BIS Care app, where you
send the app link on the chat
Yes, I will
box.
yes, I will send the app link on the chat box. There you can get a tab saying verify licensee details. So all the step when you buy a product, it will have the ISI. Yes. Thank you. So here there is an option called verify licensee details. Can anyone click on to it? Or then it will open a tab where you can put the CML number. So all the ISI mark is accompanied with a number in the below of that ISI mark. You can put that number onto this app and then it will show all the details of that licensee. And if you have any complaint regarding the product quality and standard, you can report there in the complaint tab over there. So all the complaints regarding this are being registered in BIS, and BIS personnel are thoroughly investigating them through the both ways. Suppose I am buying a toy and I registered a complaint against it, then BIS personnel will go to the complainant end and check the actual status of the complaint and what are the details that need to be ascertained.
Okay, thank
And
you.
then again, we will be going to the licensee end, the manufacturer end, and checking them. So both ways verification has been done, and until and unless the problem is resolved, a strict action has been taken for that.
Thank you.
Everybody should have this BIS Care app on their mobile, and also in this BIS Care app, you can register for anything regarding to toys, any product regarding having BIS certification mark, as well as hallmark for all gold jewelers. Everything can be registered over here.
Thank you very much. Praful bhai, can I request you to share with us whatever you couldn't cover in your address? We lost you.
Yes, thank you very much, Bijanda. Thanks a lot. The internet conked out and took me some time to come back. But thank you for the opportunity. I'm like everyone else here today. I'm much impressed with the talk of Rasuljeet ji. And I must tell people that he is no ordinary person. He's MTech in Textile Engineering from IIT Delhi, and he's also All India Rank Holder 3 of GATE exam. And he has overall experience of supply chain of toys, manufacturing, purchasing, marketing, research, setting standards, and certification. What I wanted to say was that the government has established mandatory safety standards and certification for toys as well. These regulations cover a wide range of aspects, including material use, design of the toys, production, testing, age appropriateness, labeling, and packaging. However, it is observed that those safety standards are in place, safety checks are in place, the proper implementation is lagging. I mean, this is the general experience. Unfortunately, most of the unregulated sector manages to evade the standards. Do you think, Rasujit, that time has come that we could have an empowered regulator in the job so that he could take a very timely and appropriate steps whenever a recall is called for or whenever such counterfeit products are in the market? I would like to know your expert opinion on this.
Sir, BIS is already doing this. All BIS offices, branch offices have been doing this for last quite a few years from 2020. That all the things wherever the quality parameter is not maintained, product recall has been done. Suppose something problem is some in the tested parameter phthalate comes, so which is very much harmful for our body. So in those conditions, product recall has been done. And the regulatory body is BIS, who is doing the product recall.
Thank you. Bijanda, you please carry on.
Yeah, what I would like to now call upon Jaga Shetty ji. You had given some remark I saw in the chat box. Jaga Shetty ji, can you ask your question?
Good afternoon, and thanks for giving a chance to attend this program. I was missing many programs all these days because of my personal other commitments and all. Today I was free. In this question, I would like to ask Rasujit ji two things. One is, of course, you showed the end products testing and all is there. That is okay. As far as chemical testing is concerned, it is end product testing will be very difficult. So is there any parameter or any guidelines have been framed for in-process testing? Like in a drug or food, it is done right from raw material to packing. So is there any to have the proper manufacturing process in process? So that is the one I didn't find it. And then you told there will be notices issued and all, that is okay. But what about the punishment? There is nothing is seen as far as punishment is concerned. And recall, just you show the I saw the website just now. I mean app. Nothing is found as far as toys are concerned in that. So many other items are there. But about recall, I couldn't find anything about the toys. That is the one thing. But if you recall, what are you going to do with that recalled products and all? How it will be destroyed and who is going to recall? Who is going to responsible for that? It is a hazardous, like chemical, it may be phthalate or any lead, arsenic or whatever it is there. How it is in the end products testing will be difficult unless you issue the guidelines either from BIS or any authority right from starting to end products. These were my doubts.
Yeah,
Sir, coming to this, sir, the first thing is that first question is raw material, sir.
Yeah,
For
from
that,
raw
sir,
material to end product.
so first is that there is a method when we are giving the licensee, when we are going for inspection, we go and check the raw material. Conformity of raw material is first established. The first step in inspection is conformity of raw material. It can be done through ISI marked, means the raw material brought shall be ISI marked, or that raw material can be tested from BIS recognized laboratories, or the raw material should be tested from NABL accredited laboratories, or it shall be tested in-house to conform to the respected standards. So these four methods are there to confirm for the conformity of raw material. This is the first answer to your question, sir. And the second question was product recall, sir. So for product recall, there is punishment, sir. There are legal ways which we are following. We are also attending many court cases regarding this, and there are some fines, huge amount of fines for this. And also when the product is recalled, it is burnt and scrapped under BIS supervision, sir.
Very good.
According to the guidelines.
Thank you.
Excellent, Rasuji. I have also seen a comment given by Sunil Upadhyay ji. Sunil ji, do you want to come in? Unmute and come. You have raised a question on the chat box, or it has got answered. Sunil ji, you want to come? Okay, let me now open to my other.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sunil ji, please go ahead. You can put
Sir,
on your video.
Sure, just a minute. Because my video is, there is some problem.
No issue.
Yeah, sir. Good noon, sir. My main problem is, emphasis is that this entire BIS is working only for registered. And you know very well that what I have raised in the chat box also, what about the rural market? Rural market is covered with the low price segment. And where the MSME and these are products registered to manufacturers are not going. And the main population, just take the example of this is only BIS, whatsoever doing, they are doing only for the rich people.
So we've got your question. We've got your question. We have to be short and brief so that everybody gets a chance to speak. You see,
sure,
Rasuji ji, can I come to your rescue?
So in this, sir, there is two things, sir. One is there are some handicapped products. There are some GI tagged products. So those things
you kindly put your video on, because the backend team is showing the banner again and again, which is actually disturbing the viewers. Yeah, please put on your
yes,
video.
Yes. So in this, there are some handicraft products and GI tagged products which are exempted from the quality control order given by Government of India. So those things are not under our purview.
नहीं, हमने एक चीज भी देखा, आपने अपना प्रेजेंटेशन में कहा है for small and tiny manufacturers, You have given certain leniency in terms of having cluster-based testing facility rather than in-house testing facility. I saw that. And then, of course, we have to start somewhere. So I think BIS has started in a very nice manner by making the standards mandatory on toys to protect the safety of our children. At the same time, I think slowly we'll have to build the awareness and take it to the rural areas where even the small scale and tiny manufacturers who are based in rural India are made aware, and not only aware, it is made friendly and comfortable for them to get registered, because I also saw the fee for testing. You have reduced it drastically for small and tiny scale manufacturers, which is, in my view, a very reasonable amount. 1,000 rupees is nothing, in today's context. So I think it's a very reasonable amount you are charging for getting the license and getting registered. So very good. I know you all are doing a great work. I would definitely like to now call upon Shiv Rumtaji. Shiv Rumtaji, my neighbor. I want to be biased. I want to give my neighbor who is in my colony in Hyderabad. Yeah, Shiv Rumtaji.
I just heard your comment on a phone call. What you are saying, I think people don't shy away, in my view, for a fees of 1,000 or 2,000. I think they feel much hassled about the whole system. Maybe, at times, I'm not saying it is happening, but maybe at times unnecessary checking. And it's the process and the hassle, I believe, that needs to be simplified. And we need to strictly also adhere to the rules and regulations. And
Your voice.
can you hear me?
Yes, now it is better.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that for the small fee, I think nobody goes back in taking the standard certification. I'm in glass industry. We make toughened glasses. We have BIS already. So, but we know that is the process should be very simple, and we should adhere strictly.
Yeah, very good question. Very good question. Rasuji ji, will you respond to that?
Sir, I was the voice was dropping, sir. I was unable to understand the question, sir.
See, what Mr. Shiv Rumta has been explaining is that the industry people don't mind going to BIS to seek license and adhere to standards, but they find the process very cumbersome sometimes and very overbearing. It creates a lot of pressure on them in terms of surprise checks, surprise testings. It becomes sometimes a bit burdensome. It doesn't make their manufacturing process easy and friendly. Am I right, Shiv Rumtaji? This is what your question was, and he wants to understand how BIS will improve in terms of encouraging more and more industries to get license from BIS. It's very important, because that is what has been my experience in the last 45 years, that we make so many standards, but very few industry opt to take the voluntary license. Only when it is made mandatory, then only the industry has to come forward to take the license. In a voluntary initiative, it is lacking. And that is only because the process has to become more friendly. So your comment, please.
Sir, in this context, sir, so BIS is having, for granting of license, BIS is having two methods, sir. One is the normal procedure, which is of 90 days. The time norms for that is 90 days. So that is the longer method. But to facilitate more and more manufacturers, BIS is also having a simplified procedure, which is where the license grant is being done in only 30 days, sir.
Very good. So and then after you have taken the license, how friendly is the relationship between BIS and the industry? That is very critical and important.
Sir, to maintain the safety parameters, sir, market surveillance and factory surveillance are mandatory, sir. Without that, how we we will be maintaining the standards? How will be checking the standards?
I agree with you. My next immediate question to you is that, you know, you spoke about surveillance, you spoke about picking up of samples from the supply chain. Are these reports made public?
No.
So
This is
that is
from
where,
BIS.
you know, that is where we feel as consumers, we feel that there is a lot of need for transparency, because we don't come to know which products not to buy or which brand not to buy and which brands to buy, you know. So as a consumer, you know, we, as you explained in terms of the app which is there, no consumer has got the time to download an app and give all those details and lodge a complaint. What the consumer looks for is a 24/7 helpline number where they can call, give the information, and let the call center take it up with BIS appropriately by, you know, investigating on the license number, the details of the product, the location of the product, location of the factory. Let BIS have a kind of a helpline to do that, rather than expecting the consumer to do all that by downloading the app. It is good, okay, in the sense that the consumers who are app friendly, who are digital friendly can do that. But what about the common man, you know, who is buying toys for the children and is not so savvy with computer or with an app? What do they do? So I think you all should think about that. I would now go to the next question from Sudeep Sahu ji. Sudeep ji, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
अवश्य ही। आज की जो वेबिनार है खिलौनों के ऊपर जो हो रही है, पहली दफे मुझे लग रहा है किसी ने की होगी, क्योंकि इस बच्चों की बातों को या बच्चों की चीजों की तरफ लोग ध्यान नहीं देते हैं, जबकि सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान देने की जरूरत है। मैं ये कहना चाहता हूं कि ये देखिए हमारे पास ये खिलौना है, ये जो है स्टीमर है। ये स्टीमर जो है मेले ठेले में आता है, लेकिन इसको बड़ों की देखरेख में चलाने की जरूरत है, क्योंकि इसमें आग लगाने की जरूरत पड़ती है नीचे, तब ये चलता है। इसी तरीके से सेफ्टी में खिलौनों के बारे में बहुत ही ध्यान देने की जरूरत है। नोएडा के अंदर जो है टॉय सिटी बना हुआ है, जहाँ केवल नोएडा के टॉय मेकर्स और मैन्युफैक्चरर्स का सेंटर है, एक हब बना हुआ है और वहां पे टॉय बनते हैं। दूसरी चीज ये है कि जो ऑनलाइन आजकल हमारा एक मोबाइल फोन है, मोबाइल फोन भी एक खिलौना बन चुका है और उसके ऊपर तरह तरह के खेल, ऑनलाइन खेल आ रहे हैं, खिलौने की तरह से वो बच्चे खेलते हैं और उसके कुचक्र में फंसते चले जाते हैं। क्या BIS ने इन तरह के खेल जो ऑनलाइन खेल आ रहे हैं उनको रोकने से संबंधित क्या स्टैंडर्ड?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है, बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। या रसूलजीत जी,
सर, ऑनलाइन में जो मोबाइल में जो एप्स में गेम खेला जाता है वो BIS के परव्यू में नहीं आता है सर। दैट इज नॉट ए प्रोडक्ट। हम लोग सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट के साथ डील करते हैं सर। मोबाइल का एप्लीकेशन में जो गेम्स है सर वो हमारे परव्यू में नहीं आता।
नहीं, बट BIS also set standards for services. It also sets standards for services.
Services are there sir, but मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन में जो गेम खेले जाते हैं सर वो हमारे
नहीं है, अभी नहीं है, बट इस पे ध्यान दीजिए, बहुत अच्छा सुझाव है। आई थिंक BIS should think about how to come about setting standard for the games which are online being promoted. You know that ईशा खान जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे? अनम्यूट करके आइए।
जी सर, मेरा सवाल तो आपने ही कर लिया। ऑनलाइन गेम के बारे में थोड़ा सा बात करना चाह रहा था थोड़ी, कि जो गेम है वो खिलौने हैं वो ज्यादा नुकसानदेह है, और कुछ खिलौने ऐसे हैं सर जैसे खुले मैदान में वो बिकते हैं मेले वेले के तौर पर, लेकिन वो खरीद करके बच्चे लाते हैं और उसको अपने कमरे में इस्तेमाल करते हैं। जैसे ऊपर हेलीकॉप्टर टाइप के कुछ है, और भी कुछ बैटरी वाले इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स जो खिलौने होते हैं वो खुले में बेचे जाते हैं और खुले में ही उड़ा करके वो देखते भी दिखाते भी हैं। लेकिन छोटे छोटे बच्चे आकर के जब घर में इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो घर में उनको नुकसान हो जाता है, पंखे से टकरा जाना होता है, बल्ब से टकरा जाना होता है, इस तरीके से। तो इन सब का
जी वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन।
उसके पैमाने को बताया कि एज के हिसाब मुताबिक खिलौने होते हैं और उनके वेट के हिसाब से खिलौने होते हैं, लेकिन फिर इस तरह की जरूरत है।
बहुत अच्छा सवाल है। Sujit ji, I'm sure this comes under the awareness building because parents also have to be made aware. So Rasuji ji, your comment.
Sir, you have also spoken about the awareness, sir. तो अभी awareness के लिए हम लोग बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं सर, BIS awareness के लिए.
Very
और
good.
सबसे ज्यादा कर रहे हैं सर कि बच्चों में ही कर रहे हैं सर.
बहुत अच्छा.
10,000 के ऊपर स्टैंडर्ड क्लब्स बनाए गए हैं ऑल ओवर इंडिया में. हर स्कूल में जाके BIS क्या होता है, हॉलमार्किंग क्या होता है, इनको कैसे मेंटेन किया जाता है, इसके ऊपर अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स चलते हैं सर.
बहुत अच्छा.
एडमिशन टू लर्निंग साइंस वाया स्टैंडर्ड कि जिसमें छोटे छोटे चैप्टर्स बनाए गए हैं. कोई सेफ्टी जिस भी प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर सेफ्टी की जरूरत होती है, जैसे कि घर में LPG सिलेंडर है, ये एक बहुत सेफ्टी का होता है. तो इसके रिगार्डिंग एक चीज है जो कि करिकुलम में डाला गया है स्कूल्स के, कि सबको अवेयरनेस किया जाए, सब बच्चों को बताया जाए, वो अपने पेरेंट्स को बताए, वो अपने जाके
बहुत अच्छा, ये बहुत ही अच्छा आप लोगों का प्रयास है. And I would tell you that you can see with today's event, we normally get only about 10 to 15 people attending this program, but today it's a bumper. So many people have come. So we have to take up such topics and take it up and organize such webinars in a regular manner through BIS. I can see the hand raised by Satrujan Rawat ji. Rawat ji, आप please unmute करके आइए. Rawat ji.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question.
Who is this? No, after Rawat ji, you will come.
Harish.
Okay, I will call you after Rawat ji.
Namaste, Professor Bijan Mishra. How are you?
How do you do? It's a pleasant surprise. It's an excellent surprise. Rawat ji, let me introduce you to my friends because I think you are coming for the first time to our webinar. He is the head. He's the director of Triple IT in Hyderabad. He is an expert on all technological related activities in the country. So Rawat ji, please come in. Please come in.
Yeah, thank you. I was not sure whether the BIS standard is actually mandatory. I thought it is an optional one because there are so many toys without standards in the market. So I just wanted clarity on this. This is question number one. Because and then things like softballs, which you see smileys and so on and so forth, which are made of thermocol, etc. And as somebody mentioned, kids put it in their mouth. So how safe they are and how they are controlled? I guess they are not controlled at all at this point of time. There's a clarity from BIS on this.
Yeah, very good question. Please go ahead, Rasuji.
Hello.
Sir, currently, sir, after the quality control order has been made mandatory, all toys are mandatory to have a standard mark, sir. So, but there are some manufacturers who are not doing this. So, whenever it is coming into our knowledge, because we are doing market surveillance, a very high rate of market surveillance is done. Whenever we are finding anything, we are backtracking them and we are going, and a proper thing is there in the regulation which we are following for that, to maintain that no product is coming into market without ISI mark.
I'm actually surprised.
I understand that there are some products which is still not marked.
Yes,
if you walk into a store called Decathlon, you will find many such balls without ISI mark, and Decathlon is a standard outlet. I'm really surprised to hear that it is actually mandatory, but such stores also keep products without mark.
Sir, it's a very good question, sir. I will note it down and I will see what can be done.
Okay, I have a related question. Somebody talked about mobile games. I have a question about general physical toys. Is there any psychological assessment of its impact on psychology of the kids, the kind of toys which are coming in the market? Is it part of standard, or there is any such plan in future to do psychoanalysis of these products?
No, sir, still it is not coming under the standards, sir. Psychological part is not coming under the standards.
I think we should worry about it as a society, the impact of these toys.
I will communicate to the standardization team.
Rasuji, I want to stop you for 1 minute. The 7 processes, ISO processes which you scope, which you narrated, doesn't the criteria of psychological impact comes into those standards?
So it is always regarding the product, regarding the flammability and chemicals and mechanical properties, sir. Psychological part is not included on them, sir. But I will put this point to the standardization team, which is making the standards. I will communicate this to them.
Very good, very good. And do not forget to give the credit to Dr. Sachuran Rawat on this.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
He is a leading professor in the country, and I'm so happy that he has joined us. And great to have you, sir. Great to have you. I had seen a hand raised. Harish, who was it? Please come. Anybody else? Yes, yes. Jagdish Bhai. Jagdish
Jagat Bhai.
Jagat Bhai, please
Unmute.
Unmute and come. Please unmute and come. Jagat Bhai, please unmute and come. Unmute कीजिए, please.
Now is it audible to you, sir?
Yes, now audible. बिल्कुल साफ है. बोलिए, please.
I would like to know from Rasuji ji that is there any plan to educate the manufacturers to replace the toxic materials like lead, cadmium, or arsenic? Is there any plan to educate the manufacturers?
Rasuji ji.
We have different programs regarding standards, sir. Management has been conducted and awareness to the manufacturers, and we make them whatever the new amendments are coming. If the standard has been revised, if any new parameters are to be added, then all those things are communicated to the manufacturer through capsule courses and Manak Manthan programs, sir. We have awareness program regarding this.
Very good, because it is very important. As you know, yes, please go ahead. Jagat Bhai, please unmute कीजिए अपने को. Unmute कीजिए.
Sir, another question I would like to know.
Please.
We have found that Chinese toys are very, very harmful to the children. What steps have been taken by BSI or ISI to reduce the import of Chinese materials?
So anti-dumping charges have been there as a punishment, and no Chinese product can be done in sold, sir, without ISI mark, sir. So if a Chinese firm wants to sell some product in India, then we have a separate department, FMCS, Foreign Manufacturers Certification Scheme. Through that Foreign Manufacturer Certification Scheme, we are going to abroad and we are certifying them. Then only they can sell their product in India.
So they also carry the
जयप्रकाश जी का एक सवाल है चैट बॉक्स में कि व्हाट इज प्रोसीड्योर टू टेस्ट इंपोर्टेड टॉय वेदर एनी
जयप्रकाश जी आइए. जयप्रकाश जी अनम्यूट होकर आइए. जयप्रकाश जी अनम्यूट होकर आइए प्लीज.
म्यूट.
जयप्रकाश जी अपने को अनम्यूट कीजिए.
अनम्यूट करें.
I think people find it difficult to unmute.
तो यही सवाल है कि what is the procedure to test imported toy?
Yeah, you just now explained. Rasuji ji just now explained.
sir. Sir. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
I am Dr. JP Prasad. Just I am asking what is the procedure to test the imported toys? Whether any government agency, they are collecting the samples, or BIS, they collect the sample and send for the testing?
Yes, sir. For that, whichever foreign manufacturer is under BIS standard mark, we do market surveillance and factory surveillance for them also. We also take market samples for those suppliers and we get it tested, and we have a method for assessing their standard making products.
Okay, very good. I think you have covered quite a lot and quite exhaustive. If Sahuji, you had raised your hand, I had seen.
जी मैंने इसलिए कहा कि बातों से बात बनती है. आज जो चर्चा हो रही है उसकी वजह से एक तो साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट बच्चों का, और दूसरा चीज ऑनलाइन गेम का जो कि BIS के परव्यू में नहीं आते हैं, इसके ऊपर एक ध्यान जाएगा सरकार का भी और BIS का भी। और मैं तो चाहता हूं कि अगर BIS खुद सरकार को चिट्ठी लिखे कि भाई ऑनलाइन गेम का भी सर्टिफिकेशन BIS से ही होना चाहिए, तभी वो ऐप स्टोर पे डाले जाएं। मैं यही बताना चाहता हूँ। शुक्रिया।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। हाँ, हमारे बीच में 2 कंज्यूमर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी है। एक मथाई है, एमवी मथाई, प्लीज कम। मैथ्यू, प्लीज कम।
Yes.
Come.
Good afternoon, Bijonji and dear friends. I think the BIS is giving the standards. That means ISA mark and everything. But the people, those who are living the rural area, how they can understand that it is ISA mark or something? So, in my opinion, we have to conduct massive education to the people, because there are too many cases relating to using these toys. More than that, if you are giving more toys, the mobile consumption will be less to the children, because the children will play with the toys. That will be
So Mr. Matthew, you work a lot in the rural areas. You do a lot of work in villages in Kerala. I would request you to kindly not only develop a program for awareness, but also start surveillance on behalf of the citizens, so that you can start submitting reports to BIS in a regular manner. I would request you to do that. And if you need any support or help to do that, please approach us. We will be able to guide you on taking it forward. I have Professor Uday Singham from Tamil Nadu.
Sir, for this, I would like to mention that.
Yes.
For this, I would like to mention that for under all branch offices in India of BIS, we are doing some program in the Gram Panchayat level, where the awareness program is done for ISI mark and hallmark for in the village areas in the Gram Panchayat level, sir. That awareness program is also there, sir.
Very good. So, Matthew, please get in touch.
Bijonji, because I have conducted the program in Gram Panchayat in 14 districts, but about the toys, it is not there.
So get in touch with Rasujit. Get in touch with Rasujit.
Sir,
okay.
Yes, sir,
okay.
you can we can organize a special program for toys also.
Okay. Thank you. I will. Okay, thank you, Bijonji. Thank you, all of this. Thank you.
Very nice. Anybody else? Otherwise, we will try to summarize it.
Bijon?
Yes.
Yes, I am Duray. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Duray Singham, you want to say something?
Good afternoon, Mr. Bijon and other friends also. But in my suggestions, especially in Tamil Nadu, lot of village festival is there. In the festivals, a lot of harmful chemical dyes and unsafe toys are selling invariably. But this is the biggest problem. The color is the most harmful for the toys in those who are selling in rural areas. But the BIC should be listened to and concentrate in the rural areas also, particularly when they are conducting the village festivals, the regional festivals also. Other thing, on behalf of our organization and as a consumer activist for the past 25 or 30 years, mandatory systems should become. Mandatory systems should become for all toys. Children are using their toys. It is a sensitive matter. So we strongly recommended to the government or BIS, all the toys manufacturers should get the compulsory certification from the toys. Another third important thing, lot of toys imported from authorized, unauthorized, especially for China and other toys is selling in cosmopolitan city, in metropolitan city, lot of malls is there. Whether the toys are checked by the Bureau of Indian Standard, is there any report? This is the most important point and very careful to that on this. Lot of Chinese toys are selling in the malls without any specifications. So this should be concerned for the toys. Thank you very much.
I think Professor Duray Singham, why don't we start from Tamil Nadu? Why don't you make a proper investigative report with evidences, photographs and others, so that that report can be submitted officially to the government?
Bijon, we can collect the dice, but we don't have any laboratory to test it whether it is. But we can take the dice and send it to the Bureau of Indian Standard.
You see, Rasujit just explained to us that they have got offices all over the country. So we can always approach the nearest office in that state to guide us in terms of how to go about it. Rasuji ji, please
Sir,
go ahead.
in Tamil Nadu, we have offices in Coimbatore, Madurai, and Chennai. So you can submit your complaint over there, and you don't need to do the testing, sir. You can submit the evidences. BIS will do the testing and take it up, sir.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else? Yes, Mr. Reddy, you want to come? Ram Prasad Reddy? You have to unmute and come. You have to unmute and come. You have to unmute your mic.
Yeah, good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I'm late to join the program. So next time I'll participate right time.
Yeah, we are very punctual. We start sharp at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let me conclude. Let me
Thank
conclude.
you सर। थोड़ा सा हम लोग सर, पार्डन मी सर, हम लोगों के मुख्य अतिथि जो एमएसएमई सेक्टर से हैं आर.के. भारती जी, डॉक्टर आर.के. भारती जी, तो उनका क्या किस तरह की सुविधाएं एमएसएमई देता है टॉय मैन्युफैक्चरर्स को, और किस तरह से जो टेस्टिंग है वो किस तरह से एमएसएमई के द्वारा होता है, कुछ ऐसे बुनियादी सवाल जो अब तक नहीं पूछे गए हैं एमएसएमई सेक्टर से। तो आपका मेला भी लगता है,
हम सोचा
ट्रेड फेयर
उन्होंने
में भी
कवर
बहुत सारे
किया अपने
डॉक्टर आर.के.
भाषण में
भारती
कवर
जी,
किया उन्होंने।
आर.के. भारती जी 2 मिनट आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
जी बिल्कुल सर। जैसा कि आपने कहा कि एमएसएमई क्या, एमएसएमई कोशिश कर रही है कि हमारे, मैंने पहले भी मेंशन किया कि 4 रीजनल जो कोलकाता, चेन्नई, बॉम्बे एंड दिल्ली में हमारी लैब्स हैं, और दिल्ली के अंदर सेंटर ऑफ एक्सीलेंस लैब तैयार हो रही है, और नई बिल्डिंग और नए सेटअप्स के साथ ये सारी टॉय की फैसिलिटी यहाँ पे, फुल फ्लैश फैसिलिटी यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड कराई जाएगी, जिससे कि एक टेस्टिंग में भी जो भी हमारी एमएसएमईज होते हैं उनको कंसेशन होता है, और जो रेट्स हैं मार्केट रेट उससे बहुत कम रेट्स पे हमारे टेस्टिंग प्रोवाइड कराई जाती है। और आफ्टर ऑल पैन इंडिया लेवल पे हमारे जो भी एग्जीबिशंस लगते हैं, उसके अंदर अभी रिसेंटली जो 23-24 में जो एग्जीबिशन लगी, बहुत बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स आया टॉय, जो इंडियन टॉय मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं। इतना बड़ा एसोसिएशन से पहले मात्र एक 22 में जो फेयर लगा था उसमें मात्र 100-125 स्टॉल्स, इस बार मोर देन 400 स्टॉल्स लगाई गई थी, और बहुत अच्छा पूरे पैन इंडिया लेवल से जितने भी हमारे अच्छे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं उन्होंने पार्टिसिपेट किया था। ये हमारी स्कीम के अंतर्गत किया जाता है, और उनको उस फेयर में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए मैक्सिमम 1.5 लाख रुपीस तक का रिम्बर्समेंट भी अवेलेबल है, जो हमारी रजिस्टर्ड एमएसएमईज होती हैं। तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एमएसएमई टॉयज के इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ टॉयज बहुत अच्छे से प्लान करके चल रहे हैं कि भाई आगे चल के क्या क्या जरूरतें होंगी और उन जरूरतों को हम कैसे पूरा कर पाएंगे। इन सब चीजों को देखकर हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, और समय समय पे संशोधन होते रहते हैं, समय समय पे पॉलिसीज नई आती हैं। स्पेसिफिकली टॉय, क्योंकि इंपोर्ट एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है, और एक प्रोडक्शन कॉस्ट एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है टॉय के संबंध में, तो उसको कैसे हम कम कर सकते हैं और कैसे हम क्वालिटी टॉयज अपने ही इंडिया में तैयार हों और यहाँ पे बिकें, और बिके ही ना बल्कि और हम एक्सपोर्ट भी करें। इस टाइप की फैसिलिटीज हमारे इंडस्ट्रीज के पास हों कि वो इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे सारे उनको मीट कर सकें, इसके पूरे प्रयास है। और
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
हमारे चर्चा है।
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Abhi, I would again request Dr. Rawat to kindly come in. You have given a very important input in terms of taking it forward. I think all the participants should come to know through you what you propose to do.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Harishji, 1 minute. I'm requesting Mr. Rawat to kindly share his thoughts with everybody, because he has given an excellent suggestion in the chat box how he will engage the students to go to move forward. Dr. Rawat.
Yeah, so we have engineering students, top-notch engineering students in our campus, and they have to go through courses like value education and some ethics courses in the final year, value education in first year. As I was just contemplating now after this session today to task some of them, because we asked them to go into field and do something, different kind of thing, meeting old age homes and this and that. I was just thinking, with this being an important area, I'm thinking of giving some of them this task. You walk into this big stores, malls, pick up products and see whether they adhere to the standards and come out with a report and share it with BIS or you or any other forum. So if there are any specific suggestion how to go about it, one is doing random survey. Other is if there are any suggestion, will the shopkeepers will object to it. I'm not too sure about it. We can still look at the product and make observations, but still any suggestion on this?
No, actually, Dr. Rawat, let me tell you, Consumer Online Foundation has been conducting such studies in a regular manner in the country to bring policy changes and also make the regulations more effective and efficient in our country. So your gesture of coming forward by engaging students in their final year to do this kind of a project will be a great project. And let me tell you that Consumer Online Foundation will be very happy to collaborate with you on this kind of an activity, to share the methodology and also how we can go about doing it in a transparent manner, in a more kind of a credible manner, which the government will be duty bound to accept and also take action on it. So it will be a very good project. Thank you very much for extending this help. We will talk offline on this and how we can do it. We can go ahead to do that. It's a
Sure. And just for input, these students are anyway exposed to something called research methodology, so they are aware of it generally, but any specific details will be appreciated.
Perfect. And your issue of shopkeepers stopping you from not buying, what we normally do is we go as a decoy customer, we buy the product, we take a receipt, and then we do the sampling in terms of going through the study. So it is not that the shopkeepers would come to know, but they will come to know only when the report gets published, that from which shop we took on which date, what time, and then we properly document it and go ahead to do that, which Dr. Jaga Shetty and Mr. Praful said will be always very helpful in designing. We did one of the largest ever study in the world. 47,000 samples of drugs we picked up from the supply chain and made a report and submitted to the government. And actually, the government actually funded that whole activity. They spent 8.5 crores to do that study, which is one of the largest study ever done on drug quality and safety in the supply chain. So we can do a similar thing on toy, but in a much smaller scale, because we are not going to the government. We are going to do it independently. But of course, we will take Rasujit advice also. We will get BIS involved in whatever manner is possible. MSME also involved in whatever manner we can. We can get also MSME ministry get involved in this kind of a project.
And I'm also thinking of engaging our NSS wing. I'm just getting ideas now. NSS wing to also get involved in this initiative. I was just thinking about it.
Yes, we can
come
do
back
that.
to you with details.
We can do that because it's a great contribution which we can make. So Deep Mathurji, our convener, Deep Mathurji.
Thank you very much. I have just one question, and we know that BIS certification is mandatory for toys, and but I have many grandchildren. I keep on looking at their toys. What kind of toys? There are plenty of toys, but majority of them are without BIS certification. So I would like to know, how this BIS is penalizing the manufacturers who don't implement this mandatory provision. It's criminal to manufacture toys without following the BIS standards. But the penalty is very, very meager, as far as I know, hardly toy markets are full of non-BIS certificate, these toys, So, how BIS is going ahead with penalizing the manufacturers who are not complying with the specifications. Thank you.
Sir, in this, sir, whenever we get information of these manufacturers, we conduct a search and seizure procedure in their manufacturing premises. So we go and we check if they are not using the SI mark and they are not under the purview of BIS. We seize those products, and a proper legal procedure is there where all the products have to be scrapped, and also a penalization is there for them in through a legal procedures.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So friends, I think we've had a very good constructive interaction today. A lot of good suggestions have come. A project proposal has also come through, and it has been a very encouraging kind of a conversation. And Rasujit, I would again like to congratulate you for an excellent presentation you made. And of course, Dr. Bharati also as the chief guest who came in and gave us the insights of how MSME works, MSME ministry, how they also encourage quality and quality promotion. So having said all this, I think my closing remark is, Rasujit, we need to become more transparent and accountable in the sense that we have to make sure whatever work BIS is doing, it is not only made public, but it is also seen in public domain that you are taking corrective measures and encouraging more and more industry people to come in to make mandatory standards into their system, get adopted to that. So I think there is a lot of scope of work to be done, and the citizens also have got a lot of work to do, especially my consumer organizations who have joined today. They should really come forward to build this awareness, do surveillance, help BIS, strengthen the activities which BIS is doing, and take it forward. I can see Sunil Upadhyay ji has again raised the hand, but we have to close it. This is the last question, please, Sunil ji. We have run out of time. Sunil ji, please unmute and come. आपने हाथ उठाया, सुनील उपाध्याय जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं या हम लोग अभी क्लोज करें? Okay, I think he's not there. Thank you very much, all my friends. I would like to hand over the mic to Uday Manna ji before I request Praful.
Sir, there was some problem. Sir.
Sunil ji,
हाँ सर.
आप कहाँ गायब हो जाते हैं?
सर वो
वीडियो ऑन करके रखिए, वीडियो ऑन करके रखिए, क्योंकि हमको लग रहा है कि आप मैदान छोड़कर भाग जाते हैं फिर आ जाते हैं।
नहीं सर, मैदान नहीं छोड़ रहा हूँ सर।
आइए,
आपके रहते मैदान नहीं छोड़ सकता सर। मेरा ये कहना है जिस प्रकार से
अब रिंग के अंदर में आ गए हैं, अब लड़ाई कीजिए, कुश्ती कीजिए।
सर, जिस प्रकार से प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो है आयुष योजना के अंतर्गत में जो सस्ती जेनरिक दवाइयों का जिस प्रकार से एक स्कीम चला रखी है जो कि सस्ते दाम पे मिल रही है, व्हाई नॉट द टॉयज शुड बी कम इन दैट पोर्टफोलियो। इस प्रकार से बच्चों के खेल के लिए भी कुछ ऐसी सामग्री होनी चाहिए जिससे कि वो सस्ते रेट में मिलेगा तो BIS अपने आप रजिस्टर्ड हो जाएगा सर, सब जगह फैलेगा। फिर आवाज क्लियर है सर? हेलो,
क्लियर है।
हेलो,
आवाज
आ रही है सर?
आवाज आ रही है सर?
बिल्कुल आ रही, बिल्कुल आ रही।
मेरा ये कहना है कि जिस प्रकार से आयुष योजना के अंतर्गत में जो महंगी दवाइयां सस्ते रेट पर मिलने लगी, आम पब्लिक को मिल रही है, उसी प्रकार से क्यों ना खेल के बच्चों के खेल के लिए भी हो, जिससे कि बच्चों को जो है सस्ते रेट पर सही सामान मिलेगा। इस मामले में यदि कंज्यूमर फोरम यदि कुछ करता है तो बड़ा अच्छा रहेगा।
ठीक है मन्ना जी, ठीक है। आई थिंक बिजॉन का सिग्नल नहीं चल रहा है।
I would request before I also got thrown out of the room for 2 minutes and I've come back. I think Zoom is trying to play pranks with us, but anyway, it was a good conversation. Before I request Praful Sethji to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of Beena Jain, who was unable to join us due to again internet issue, I would request Uday Manna ji to kindly close the session before the vote of thanks happens. Uday Manna ji, the mic is yours.
बिल्कुल, जिस तरह से कंज्यूमर ऑनलाइन फाउंडेशन के सहयोग से ये जो कार्यक्रम किया जा रहा है, प्रफुल्ल जी शेठ जी ने जिस तरह से ये मंच प्रदान किया है, आरजेएस पीबीएच का वाइस चेयरमैन पेशेंट सेफ्टी एंड एक्सेस इनिशिएटिव ऑफ इंडिया फाउंडेशन, और जो द अवेयर कंज्यूमर है, वो मैगजीन इस तरह के विषयों को उठाती है और उन विषयों को आगे पहुंचाने में आरजेएस पीबीएच अपना टेक्निकल टीम के साथ योगदान दे रहा है। यही है सकारात्मक भारत उदय वैश्विक आंदोलन, जो कि अमृतकाल का सकारात्मक भारत उदय 276वां अंक, यानी कि 276 दिन आप 1.5-2 घंटे बैठते हैं। यही है समाज का निर्माण, विश्व का निर्माण। और इसके साथ साथ हम लोग जो है अब प्रवासी आरजेसियन सम्मेलन को लेकर आ रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये जो विषय है वो विश्व भर में पहुंचे। आप लोगों ने जो कुछ भी किया है वो प्रेस रिलीज के माध्यम से लोगों तक पहुंचे। ये आरजेएस पॉजिटिव मीडिया यूट्यूब पर आपकी पूरी बातें लाइव रिकॉर्ड की गई, यानी डिजिटल रूप से ये जो है दस्तावेज बन चुका है। और किताब के अंदर पहले तो किताब के अंदर आपको 19 जनवरी और 15 जनवरी को प्रवासी आरजेसियन सम्मेलन दिल्ली में होगा, उसमें ये लॉन्च किया जाएगा पुस्तक अमृतकाल का सकारात्मक भारत उदय ग्रंथ जिसे कहा जाता है। ये 4था वॉल्यूम होगा। और उससे पहले हम लोगों के महीने भर की जो अक्टूबर की गतिविधियां हुई हैं, वो 19 अक्टूबर को हम लोग ओल्ड राजेंद्र नगर दिल्ली के अंदर जो है आईएएस गांव हेडक्वार्टर है, वहां पर लॉन्च करेंगे न्यूज़लेटर जो है, पूरे महीने की गतिविधियां। और आप देख ही रहे हैं आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव का ये जन भागीदारी चल रही है, और नेशनल यूनिटी डे भी मनाएंगे वहां पर हम लोग, और दीपावली भी मनाएंगे आईएएस गांव में। 29 तारीख को हम लोग वहां पर उपस्थित होंगे, जिसमें एक्स सिविल सर्वेंट जितेंद्र कुमार सिंह हैं की नोट स्पीकर, और डॉक्टर हरि सिंह पाल जी होंगे जो मेंबर राज्यसभा समिति मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कल्चर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैं। अंजलि बासेर जी हैं, वो रहेंगी, और अतिथि संपादक राजेंद्र सिंह कुशवाहा जी न्यूज़लेटर के जो हमारे हैं, वो वहां पर वेलकम एड्रेस करेंगे। ये जानकारी इंपॉर्टेंट थी। इसके साथ साथ हम जो है अब इस कार्यक्रम के समापन के लिए, चूंकि बीना जैन जी तकनीकी बाधा के कारण जुड़ नहीं पाई हैं, और हम बुलाना चाहेंगे प्रफुल्ल डी शेठ जी जो आरजेएस पीबीएच के ऑब्जर्वर हैं, और लगातार जुगल जोड़ी रंजन बेन जी भी जुड़ती हैं, और वाइस चेयरमैन है पेशेंट सेफ्टी एंड एक्सेस इनिशिएटिव ऑफ इंडिया फाउंडेशन। प्रफुल्ल डी शेठ जी।
थैंक यू मन्ना जी, थैंक्स अ लॉट। ये प्रोग्राम बहुत ही सफल रहा, बहुत सफल रहा। रिकॉर्ड अटेंडेंस थी आज। मेरे ख्याल से क्रेडिट जाती है प्रोफेसर बिजॉन कुमार मिश्रा को, क्योंकि उन्होंने ये अवेयर कंज्यूमर के इश्यू को एक ऐसा ये किया, ट्विस्ट दिया है, और ये टॉय वाली बात ले आए हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि हाउ कैन वी मेक द टॉयज सेफ फॉर आवर चिल्ड्रन, एंड आई थिंक दिस वाज लाइक अ spark which came from him, and I think you saw the success of the program today. We discussed so many issues related to safety. We talked about choking hazards, we talked about sharp edges of toys, standards of material, harmful chemicals, counterfeit toys, and most importantly, its psychological impact. And a good suggestion came about instituting a test which will also pre-test the toys for its psychological effect. Then we discussed about the handmade toys, like lakdi ke toys, like at one time they were very, very popular, and the Prime Minister's call about Make in India initiative under the national plan. Even he focused on fostering environment that will nurture the innovation and creativity of this toy sector. We also talked about lovely presentation we heard from Rasujit about safety standards and certification from BIS, involving product design, testing, appropriateness, and various safety checks which are in place, and what government is doing about it, what centers have been set up, what is their Kshamta, etc. But also question came about the unregulated sector, which manages the toys which evade the standards. And ये भी चिंता हम लोग ने व्यक्त करी है, क्योंकि ग्लोबल बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस को देखा जाए तो वहाँ पे रिकॉल मैकेनिज्म जो है वो कंज्यूमर तक पहुँचता है। बिजॉन दा ने ये भी एक बात करी कि ये भी कंज्यूमर तक पहुँचना चाहिए, इसकी अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करनी चाहिए, through all the पंचायत लेवल तक। एक चीज जो हम पूछना चाहते हैं वो रह गई है, लेकिन ये जो हमारे जो डॉक्टर आर.के. भारती, उनके बिकॉज वो ट्रैवलिंग बाय कार थे, बट आर.के. भारती साहब एक और भी काम करते हैं, वो उनकी तरफ से मैं ये कहता हूँ कि ये he advises on the development of entrepreneur on their working capital assessment and sanction of credit limits in the area of Sukshma, Laghu and Madhyam Udyam. So this is an important thing where the entrepreneur, young, particularly the new ones who want to get into toy manufacturing. So on behalf of Dr. R.K. Bharti, because I saw his program in the PhD chamber and I was quite impressed. रसूजीत जी का तो जितना हम लोग ये करें, ज्ञान संज्ञान ले, वो कम है। वो उन्होंने बहुत ही एज एन इन्फॉर्म्ड ऑफिसर बहुत ही अच्छी आज हमें इंफॉर्मेशन दी है। However, it also needs that he needs to inform his office and his colleagues that the consumer are expecting more transparency, accountability. So something needs to be done in that area. Dr. Rawat has even taken up the issue of raising projects on behalf of consumers, and Rasujit has kindly also acceded to his request. And of course, Consumer Online Foundation will also participate. Dr. Jagat Sethi or hum log milke, we can create the foundation for these experiments. So excellent questions, excellent webinar. And on behalf of Beena ji, I please unmute Bijanda. Please unmute.
Praful bhai, you had mentioned about 2 of our colleagues who would join from Bombay. Have they joined?
One of them joined, Deepak Shah. I still see if he's there because he wanted to talk about the library, which was run at one time by his father in the rural area. Is Deepak bhai, are you still there?
जी दीपक शाह जी हैं। दीपक शाह जी,
unmute and come. Deepak ji, please unmute and come. Deepak ji, unmute and come. आप कुछ अवगत कराना चाह रहे थे? आप इस
I think he has left.
अच्छा, okay, doesn't matter. So
his father, on his behalf, I can tell you that his father used to do a library in the rural area of the villages so that the children are able to play with the toys, because in those days toys were very expensive and they were not easily available. So he had created a concept like we have a book library. He had a toy library, and which was very, very popular.
It's an excellent idea. In fact, Praful bhai, you've given an excellent idea in terms of we should have such libraries created with help of BIS to encourage those toys to be displayed there or to be used by children, which are BIS approved, which are BIS standard approved. And people come to know, in terms of what is the difference between a genuine BIS approved product and a counterfeited product which is not BIS approved. So that will also give a lot of awareness amongst the children. So I think we can start thinking on those lines also, in the future.
We will need Rasujit's help in this area.
Yeah.
And with those words, I think I propose a vote of thanks to all of you, to our speakers, and to particularly to Bijanda and Manna ji. Thanks a lot. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram.
Jai Hind. Thank you very much. With the permission of everybody,
सकारात्मक सॉन्ग के साथ ये कार्यक्रम जो है 273वां संस्करण संपन्न हो जाएगा।
Please, back end team, please play the song, the anthem.
सकारात्मक सोच को आओ सारे भारत में फैलाए, सकारात्मक ऊर्जा का आओ सब में संचार कराए। ऐसा ना हो कि हम अपनी जिम्मेदारी भूल न जाए, क्यों इंतजार करें हम किसी का, आओ एक मशाल जलाए। सकारात्मकता के उदय का चलिए हम उद्घोष कराएं। RJS जय हिंद के नारों से अपना देश जगाएं। RJS वंदे मातरम से सारी सरकार जगाए।